suffering and shame. But it was where the dearest and best hung. On that old rugged cross, so despised by the world. What does the world think about what Jesus did for us? The song I asked you and texted about the other day talks about a man in a restaurant praying over his food, and someone else telling him what a waste of time that is. There is no God. And that's what so much of the world believes. Remember that Jesus, while he was truly a human being in this world, he was still God. But think about what he left to come and take care of our sin problem. As he left his glory above. He was with the Father before he came to this world. He had everything that he could ever wish for. Glory so bright that the sun's not needed. His blood was divine. He was truly God. And in the 4th verse it says, I will ever be true. And if you do, you're likely to suffer the shame and reproach of this world. And you need to suffer it gladly. Another song that you had was on page 182. What a friend. I said many years ago I was going to preach a sermon out of this songbook. And I'll get around to it yet. I'm not there today. I didn't prepare for this, not any. What a friend we have in Jesus. How could you ask for a greater friend? All of our sins and griefs to bear. You're truly a child of God. Your sin is took care of. Amen. Griefs, they come and go. As he said, they're temporary. This life is temporary. Each of us have had some grief in our life already. Some more than others. But all of us some. But just give it to God. Do your friends despise and forsake you? Just give it to God. In his arms he'll take and shield you. Comfort you will find there. To Nanny, I don't forgot what I was going to say about that. I am thine, O Lord. I have heard thy voice. And you can hear his voice by being still and worshiping and listening. If you don't listen, you will only hear it at the times he's ready to hit you over the head with something. And he says, consecrate me now to thy service. How many of us are willing to really serve God? Maybe most all of us, but not many outside this in the world. Not many of those that we need to talk to, that we need to reach, are willing to serve God. Not married vow. Y'all all know that she had lost a husband. A husband that was a preacher. He wasn't a preacher when she married. He wasn't even a Christian when they met. Probably had known one another 3 years, if I remember her story right, before Leroy came to the Lord. And then he couldn't understand why those old righteous people that had been in the church all their life never opened their Bible. His salvation was precious to him. And he stayed in the Bible according to vow a lot. And then God called him to preach. If you're willing to serve, he'll find a place for you. I'm not saying he's going to call every one of you to preach. That's not true. But he does have something for you. Something he'll ask of you. And then the last verse on that one. There are depths of love I cannot know till I cross that narrow sea. We talk about God's love. We talk about loving one another. Do we understand the love that God had to sacrifice his son? Do we understand the love that Jesus had to suffer the rejection of people and take our sin upon himself to pay the debt? I don't think we understand. I don't think we'll understand in this life. But we need to work towards that understanding. We may not understand the depth of God's love. It also says there are heights of joy that I may not reach until God calls us home. There's no message I can think of more important than be ready. Because we don't know when we're going home. Robert, would you dismiss us?
Lord, just want to thank you for letting us be here. Ask that, Lord, to worship you. Lord, just be with everyone. Those who return to us next week, Lord. Lord, those that are sick, Lord, just be with them. Lord, just let us take these messages, Lord, and try to live towards them. In your name, amen.
Amen.